A baby lion falls from the sky, landing right into a bird's nest. Suddenly an eagle swoops down, chasing the little lion out, only for it to fall right into a girl's arms. The girl is stunned, not knowing where the baby lion came from. She has no choice but to take it home. However, just as the girl is about to close the door, a white wolf bursts in carrying a wolf cub in its mouth, making itself at home and crawling under the table. The girl musters her courage and approaches with a flashlight to investigate, only to find the white wolf has no intention of leaving. Emma is at a loss. She doesn't want her home turning into a zoo, so she prepares to call the forest rangers, but her phone loses signal at that moment. Just then a patrol officer from the Animal Association comes asking about the baby lion's whereabouts. That's when Emma learns a plane crashed nearby last night. A baby lion that was being transported to a circus went missing from the aircraft. Hearing this, Emma abandons the idea of returning the little lion. She can't bear to send it to suffer at a circus, but Emma doesn't yet realize this decision will completely change both her and the lion's fate. After seeing off the patrol officer, Emma approaches the white wolf again, finding it nursing its young. At that moment, the baby lion also walks over. Emma feels anxious, worried the white wolf will reject the little lion. But to her surprise, the baby lion crawls right into the white wolf's embrace, nursing alongside the wolf cub, and the white wolf doesn't stop it, as if accepting the baby lion as its own. This heartwarming scene suddenly reminds Emma she actually knows this white wolf. Not long ago on her way home she had encountered it. She had been startled by the white wolf back then, but the snow wolf didn't seem to have any ill intentions. It just looked at her with a pleading expression. Emma then noticed it was trapped and immobilized by a snare. Emma resolved to assist. She first removed her coat, placing it before the wolf to distract it. Then she cut through the entangling net. Once freed, the snow wolf left without looking back. Despite that, Emma was still very happy. But to her surprise, when she returned home, the snow wolf was holding a baby in its mouth and ran into her room. It lay under the table and wouldn't leave. It even helped Emma feed the baby lion she had rescued. Emma looked at the warm scene and decided to take them in. In the following days, Emma took them into the forest each dawn, letting them play and chase through mountain streams. While Emma rested, the two little ones quietly lay beside her, guarding Emma's safety. One day, Emma had to leave the house, so she asked the wolf mother to look after the two little ones. But what Emma didn't know was, not long after she left, two hunters arrived in the forest and spotted the snow wolf hunting for food. They carefully raised their tranquilizer guns. The wolf mother fell to the ground. Excited, the hunters rushed over to put a collar on her. When Emma returned home, she was stunned by what she saw. The two little ones had made a mess of the house. Before she could get angry, she realized the wolf mother was gone. But despite searching the entire forest, she couldn't find her. Remembering the two little ones hadn't eaten for 2 days, Emma quickly cooked a large pot of meat for them. But without the wolf mother's help, she knew she couldn't take care of both little ones at the same time. The only option was to contact the Animal Protection Association to take them away. But that night, the two little ones seemed to sense something. They secretly climbed into Emma's bed, reluctantly leaning against her, not wanting to leave. Emma's heart melted. She silently made a decision. She would never abandon the two little ones. From then on, Emma became their mother. She took care of them with love, playing with them on the grass, and playing gentle piano melodies for them. Sometimes the little wolf would mimic Emma, playing the piano just like her. The beautiful days passed by, and soon, winter arrived. Snow covered the entire forest. The two little ones gradually grew up, chasing and playing in the snow, while Emma prepared dinner for them every day at home. With the changing seasons, the spring forest regained its vitality. One day, a mother and daughter visited the island, and happened to be seen by the wolf and the lion. They trotted towards them with swift steps. Seeing this, Emma immediately panicked. She feared something might go wrong, so she ran towards them in a hurry, but accidentally tripped over a stone. Her head hit the ground hard. The wolf and lion discover an unconscious girl. However, not only did they not harm her, but they also rubbed their bodies against the girl, trying to wake her up. When the girl didn't respond, they desperately howled nearby, as if they were seeking human help. But it wasn't until the next morning that someone passed by the lake. The little wolf hurriedly called out loudly. The person who came was Emma's grandfather. He looked toward the sound of the calls, and indeed he saw the unconscious Emma. But the wolf and the lion standing nearby made him hesitate to approach. Helpless, he called the forest police. When Emma woke up, she found herself lying in a hospital bed. The doctor said that luckily the wolf and the lion had kept her warm through the night. Otherwise she might not have woken up. At that moment, Emma was most concerned about the two little ones she had raised. But because of the incident, the police took the wolf and the lion away. Since the snow wolf was an endangered species, it was sent to a breeding and protection center, where it was reunited with its mother. It turned out that a year ago, the wolf mother had also been sent here, but the lion wasn't as lucky. It was returned to the circus. Upon seeing the circus owner, the lion immediately became agitated. To control the lion, the owner injected it with needles every day, and even had to remove its sharp claws. He told his son that in order to control the lion, it had to be made to fear. After saying this, he used a whip to viciously lash at the lion. From then on, the lion was reduced to nothing more than a tool for their profit, locked in a cage for people's entertainment. The lion was terrified, but no one cared about it here, except for Emma, who had just recovered from the hospital. She couldn't stop worrying about her two little ones, so she hurried to the police station to ask about their whereabouts. She learned that the snow wolf had been sent to the protection center, where it was not only happy, but also able to live freely according to its nature. After hearing this, Emma stopped worrying about the snow wolf. Her only concern now was the lion. She knew the lion had likely been sent back to the circus, so she began visiting circuses across the country. But after searching many places, she couldn't find any trace of the lion. However, one day, when a circus truck passed by the Snow Wolf Protection Center, the snow wolf happened to hear the lion's roar. It made up its mind to rescue its good friend. That night it dug a hole under the wire fence and took the chance to escape the protection center. After searching all night, it finally found the circus's location. But when it reached the lion's cage, it realized it couldn't open the lock, so it quietly hid nearby, waiting for the circus owner to come check on the lion. When the owner approached, the snow wolf pounced on him, knocking him to the ground, and quickly led the lion away. The long-lost brothers were overjoyed. They frolicked and ran into the forest, following the scent to find their way home. When they got hungry, they would sneak into a supermarket, enjoying the free buffet. The supermarket owner heard the noise and came out, but when he saw the two large animals, he quickly ran back into his room and called the police. But by then, the wolf and the lion had already escaped. At the same time, Emma received a call, telling her the two little ones had run away. Emma knew they were likely headed to the island to find her, so she went back there in advance to wait for them. However, when the wolf and the lion reached the vicinity of the island, they were spotted by the circus owner. He immediately raised his gun, aiming at the lion. But just as he was about to pull the trigger, a wolf suddenly dashed forward and took the bullet for the lion. The dosage of the tranquilizer was intended for the lion. Now it hit the wolf. If no one had intervened to help, the wolf could have easily died from it. Fortunately, just as the man was about to leave, his son quietly placed the antidote in the wolf's mouth. After they left, the lion rushed to the wolf's side, calling out to it in worry. But the wolf still couldn't stand up. Soon the lion seemed to recognize a familiar sound. It followed the sound to the roadside, and there it saw its owner Emma, desperately calling out and searching for it and the wolf. Upon seeing Emma, the lion was overjoyed, and immediately led her to a small wooden cabin. There Emma found the wolf. It had been waiting for her after recovering, but just as she was about to take them home, the police found the cabin too. To prevent the lion from being taken back to the circus, they quickly escaped through a secret passage. They fled all the way to the lakeside. As long as they crossed the lake, they would be home free. But the police were still in pursuit, and could shoot the wolf and the lion at any moment. Seeing this, the lion signaled Emma to take the wolf and go ahead. It then walked resolutely toward the police, wanting to delay them and buy time for their escape. Reluctantly, Emma had no choice but to leave, heartbroken with the wolf. But just as they arrived home, they heard gunshots echoing from the forest. Seeing the wolf anxiously waiting by the shore, the girl sadly realized that the lion might never come back. But then, out of nowhere, there was a sound coming from the woods. They looked in the direction of the noise, and to their surprise, it was the familiar figure. It turned out the lion had managed to escape the police, and had circled back to the island through a hidden path. The wolf excitedly ran to greet it, and everyone was moved to tears by their incredible bond. This is a true story. In the end, the wolf and the lion lived together happily ever after.